Today is May 11th, 2024. We're going to be heading down to Auntie Carol's and Uncle Mark's. Do a little Mother's Day thing and a birthday thing for Adam. I think RJ and Auntie Julie will all be there. Have some pool time. So I saw this little video clip. Talks about 7 things kids should ask their dads before it's too late. So I thought I would just share one of mine so far. First one is, what's the happiest memory I have with you so far? My favorite is when Logan comes up behind me, gives me a big hug, or comes up and sits next to me. And then we're all just together. And when Luke just gives me a hug, especially after school or before he leaves for school. Those are some of my happiest memories. And then watching Luke play football. Oh my God, just an amazing receiver. I think you have the most fun doing that, next to playing video games. But that so far is my happiest memory with you guys. I love when we're all just sitting around talking or just watching a dumb movie, just doing nothing, which isn't often because Mom has us doing something all the time. I love you guys. Love you, Mama. And number 2 was a question about what were the first few days of fatherhood like. And I think with Luke, there's a lot of joy, concern about being enough, being a good father, but mostly just holding him, coming home, because he was actually in the hospital for a week. And we stayed in the hospital, Mom and I, at Long Beach Memorial. And we had to get up, go feed you in the NICU, some intensive care unit. Don't know why you were there, other than you had a little fever, but maybe that was something dangerous. But from the looks of the kids that were there, you had no business being there. And we just really wanted to go home with you. But Mom was a trooper. We'd get up every couple hours and have to wheel her down in a wheelchair down to the NICU and feed you, love you, hold you. And then we'd had to leave you there and go back, and I think that really broke Mommy's heart quite a few times. But we'd go back to the room and rest, and then get back up, go back down. And we did that for a whole week. And when we finally got to bring you home, we had the house ready. We had our little baby room, kid room, and then he ended up not sleeping there, so I don't know why we had a baby room anyway, except to hold all your toys. And then with Logan came late. No, sorry, Logan came early. Luke came late, about 2 weeks. And I think Logan came 2 weeks early. Couldn't wait to get out. And all about then, it was all about loving, and Luke was so happy to have him. And from that day on, it was like survival mode, because Luke would constantly try to get him out of the crib or want to play with him or thought he was a doll or something. Luke had a lot of energy, but he loved you, loved his brother, and couldn't wait to play with him, wanting to get bigger faster. So that was the first few days. Luckily you survived. And number 3 was, what have I learned about love, and what has it taught me? And what I learned about love It can be very painful, and it can be very joyful. And I get more love through forgiveness when I forgive others, especially myself, and I'm able to love more deeply. And what it's taught me is you don't have to really feel like you're in love to love someone. Sometimes love can be a moment or an action, but it's always felt deeply. I especially learned how to love without feeling like I had to like somebody with probably my kids. I love them deeply. Sometimes I just don't like them. I think that's not just with kids. I think that's with everybody. Everybody close to me. So I love some of my family members. I definitely just don't like them. But I can be around and with them. So I guess what I learned from love is you can love somebody, but you don't have to like them. So I'm trying not to think about the answers to the questions too much, because then it would be made up or not from the heart. But the fourth question is, when was the moment I was the most proud of you? And being that you're only 10 and 7, I got a lot of things to be proud of. Can't think of anything that I'm not proud of you for, because I'm just proud to be a father to you guys. But I think the most pride I've had for Luke is when he picks up something like schoolwork or drums or football, or I remember him just could not catch a ball. We played at the park all the time, and he'd put his little arms up and just couldn't catch it, but he kept trying. And I think that was when I was the most proud, is that he just kept trying. And sure enough, few weeks, maybe months, I don't know, catching a ball like a superstar, and still continues to do so. And he just gets better and better. And Logan, God, he was so funny. He would just dance and sing and play, and there's a lot of things to be proud about. But I think the proudest I feel of Logan at the moment, I mean, it's only 2024, and he's gonna be 8. Oh my God. Is teaching Mom piano. Like, you just take such pride in it, and I just love that. And when you tell your brother how good he is about something, or you talk about how others are a little better than you at running or doing a game, like you just don't have that big ego that you have to be better. Although you have a highly competitive personality, so that goes hand in hand. So I'm really proud of you that you can recognize that others are better, but you still have an opportunity to get better. I think that's something to be very proud of. Ooh, so number 5 is kind of unending, I guess. But the question is, what do I wish most for my kids? Or what do you wish most for your future? I would have to say that you're self-sufficient, you're satisfied in life, that you have love, and that just you have enough of everything you ever need, and that you find joy and passion in doing the simplest things. And that whatever you have to do for your career, that even if you don't like doing it, that brings you everything you like doing. I don't know if that makes sense to you. But sometimes we have to do things we don't like to do the things we like to do. I hope you just have a life full of joy and fun through all the tribulations and all the trudging. And there's a saying that we trudge a road to happy destiny. And it is trudging. I hope you find soon enough before you get too old the thing you like to do the most, because that'll probably be your purpose. I just hope you have lots of love and enough in your life that you're always satisfied. And number 6 is, what's the nicest thing you've ever done for me? Wow. That's a good question. But I would say just coming up and giving me a hug, especially Logan, when you come up behind my back, you jump on me. I love that. It's just so nice. And then Luke, I love your hugs. I love when you leave for school and you make sure you give me a hug, or when you come home from school, you give me a hug, or, just that. It's just not forced. You just come up and give me a hug. And it's almost every day. And I'm so grateful for that. That's some of the nice things you do. I love how you just get so excited about holidays and, God, April Fool's Day, which we fail utterly because Mom's just not that fun for April Fools, because she is always on high alert. But we'll get her one day. And then Christmas holidays, like, God, you don't even want to wait until Christmas to start decorating. You're the biggest helper. And then Logan, on Mother's Day when we do breakfast in bed, I think it's so funny how you stay in bed because you know you're going to get breakfast in bed, even though it's Mommy's Day. I think you think it's your birthday. Or since you share your birthdays, you should get Mother's Day too. Hello, hummingbird. That's some of the nice things you do. Whew, number 7 is, what's one thing I would like you to remember when I'm gone? And hopefully that's not too soon. You're still very young. But right now, I think if I was gone tomorrow, I'd want you to remember how much joy you brought me. And that I know you love me. And that fills me up. And that there's nothing more about being together than being together. And Mommy's taught me that tremendously. She loves us being together. And we make sure we have type of jobs that we can be together. Time might be short for life, but we can make a lot of memories. So I think that one thing I'd want you to know is you did bring me a lot of joy, a lot of laughter, and a ton of love. And I hope you know how much I love and how proud I am to be your father, and how proud you make me feel of being who you are. just being yourself.